Hello everyone, it's the Exhausted Dad. So, Outlawed. Outlawed is a fairly new extraction shooter that's come out to absolutely no fanfare. Seriously, I've seen nor heard nothing about this game until it came out. And I'm on a quest to play every extraction shooter, so I just had to try it. Now, first impressions aren't great. The game uses Synthy Store assets. That's these low poly characters you're seeing on the screen. And while I've actually enjoyed other games that I've played that use the Synthy Store, like Adaka for example, it still means the game doesn't have its own unique look or personality. I actually like this look. I really dig the low poly look of these characters, so it does come together nicely enough. It doesn't look unique at all. Some people have called this an asset flip, but I disagree, and frankly that's factually incorrect, and a misuse of the term. An asset flip, as defined by James Stephanie Sterling, who came up with the term, specifically refers to when you buy a ready-made starter pack for a game and just sell that with little to no effort. They absolutely did not do that. They used assets for the graphics, but built a very functional extraction shooter. More than functional, it's genuinely fun. This is a PvEVP extraction shooter, so you will be fighting AI and players. The AI isn't particularly intelligent and individually not much of a threat, but they are very aggressive and come in high numbers, so you can get overwhelmed if you're not careful. They do an excellent job of being a distraction and forcing you to go loud, and giving away players' positions to, draw them to each other. There are also bosses with very unique looks and behaviours and unique attacks, adding a nice bit of challenge and variety. And you can unlock their skins for your own use if you kill them enough times. There's even a PvE only mode that was added just now, like literally at the time of recording. So if you just want to fight AI and loot with no risk of PvP, you can do that. It's a separate progression system and stash from the PvEVP mode, so no arming up in a safe PvE mode and then taking your gear into PvP to hunt players. The game is session based, so you start at the same time as other players and have to leave before time is up. The map is actually pretty huge, so there's a good chance of avoiding PvP at the start. You do pick your starting position and could happen to pick somewhere close to another player, but it doesn't happen often. There is a Battle Royale style ring that closes down the map and forces players together so that PvP becomes much more likely the longer you stay in a raid. There are also vehicles to help you get around the map faster and more safely, but driving them displays your position on the map for other players, so there's a risk-reward to consider. You can run over AI and other players too. The gunplay feels pretty good. It's very arcadey and Call of Duty-like. In fact, you'll notice a lot of Call of Duty similarities, as the game is very inspired by Call of Duty's DMZ. Health regenerates over time, but can be sped up with adrenaline shots. Armor works as additional health that needs to be replaced by using armor plates, so no need to worry about bullet penetration, armor levels, that sort of thing. Better armor just means more plates, and therefore more health. Sound design is okay. Sound effects are good enough to tell you where someone is and what they're doing, whether they're firing a gun, reloading, breaking a window, opening a door, that sort of thing. You can definitely accurately track people around you on sound alone. It's just not very immersive. There aren't different filters for sounds that are further away or to indicate if someone is on a floor above or below you or past a wall. The sound just isn't as immersive as it is in a game like Arena Breakout or Delta Force, but it does get the job done, and from a gameplay perspective it is good enough. progression is entirely based on unlocking things for the shop. You gain experience and level up your overall account, which unlocks new guns, armor, consumables, etc. You can also level up individual guns by using them, which unlocks mod slots for them, as well as individual mods. When you unlock a mod, it's unlocked for any compatible gun. So what you'll want to do is find the mods you want, like particular sights or ammo or stocks, check which gun unlocks it, and then level up that gun by using it. It's a nice way to encourage you to keep things varied and use guns you otherwise wouldn't use, but once unlocked, they're in the shop and you can buy them for any gun. There is no player economy, but if I'm totally honest, there isn't really enough loot variety to justify a player market yet. We'll need to see rare guns and gear that isn't available in the shop, and more uses for junk items, such as trading them in for guns, before a player market is viable. But I do hope to see one eventually, because as I said in my previous video, extraction games are just better for having one. With that said, there are some uses for junk items, as you can trade them in for stash upgrades and to unlock some skins. The levels of gear fear are pretty good. Early on, while you're using level 1 to 3 armor and backpacks, they're fairly cheap, as are the guns you'll buy. Of course, you wouldn't have unlocked many mods for the gun, so they'll be pretty cheap. But once you start to put the fancier mods on your guns and equip level 4 to 5 armors and backpacks, things start to get very expensive. So the fear kicks in. It's a nice balance of having to think about going in fully geared or going in for a budget run. That's not just a naked knife run. With that said, there isn't a recovery mechanic, no free stuff when you're down, no scav modes, but low to mid tier guns and equipment are very easy to get off of AI, so it's pretty easy to go in on a budget and find what you need in raid. There are tasks in the game to give you more directed goals. The first few feel more like tutorials, get out alive, mark enemies, kill enemies, that sort of thing. But they get a bit more varied as they go on, from visiting specific places to killing enemies in specific places or ways to finding specific loot. I wish there was a bit more fanfare to these tasks. They just appear in your main menu with a description of what you need to do. I'd have liked to have them tied to a vendor or NPC so it feels like you're actually carrying out a mission for someone and not just doing busy work. Maybe even a reputation system to go with the tasks, but no, we don't get that. You have 3 tasks at any one time and have to finish a raid to get new ones, so you can only ever complete a max of 3 per raid, which is fine. The annoying thing is some of them will require a team, and I like to play solo, so I'll forever have the revive a downed teammate task until I convince a friend to get the game, or play with randos, eating up one of my slots, effectively meaning I can only ever complete 2 missions at any one time. The game does have a solo queue. Hallelujah. Seriously, not enough extraction shooters respect the solo player. So what I mean is that while you can choose to go in alone and face duos and trios, if you choose the solo queue, you will only ever face other solos. If you do play the squad mode though, there is no communication in game apart from the very basic ping system, so that's a bit disappointing. Back to the solo queue though, this has become one of my main extraction shooters purely because I can play it on my own with an even playing field. I should point out that there are no microtransactions whatsoever. All skins are unlocked by defeating bosses or trading in junk items. Obviously, it would have been very awkward of them to sell skins for real money when they just bought those skins off of the Synthi store, but that doesn't change the fact that it's really nice having everything be unlocked as a reward for just playing the game. And that covers just about everything worth covering. Do I recommend the game? Absolutely. The first impressions might not be great because you'll have seen these character models elsewhere, but once you play it, it just feels good. It's surprisingly feature complete, and for me, most importantly, has a fair solo mode that reason alone has made this my go-to extraction shooter. Sure, I'll play Delta Force when my friends are on, but when I've got 20 minutes to kill and I want a quick game of something, it's going to be Outlawed. Anyway, you know the drill. If you like the video, then like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already and leave a comment. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye!